Joining. This is part 4 of our Difference Card Cocktails and Competitive Health Insurance webinar series. And we've really covered some great topics over the past 4 months. We started with a discussion about the PEO market and how to be competitive with the Difference Card versus PEOs. We discussed our Purple Producer broker portal. We went into our new level funded monthly cap solution. And last month, we did some great intel on some digital marketing techniques. This might be our best topic yet. For 20 years, the Difference Card has been helping groups save money on their health insurance. And we've always thought about how can we help our customers with dental insurance too? And then I met Dr. Dan, who you're going to get introduced to later today. And he really had a great spin on the dental insurance market and having a way to combine the dental difference with his solution to really bring value to dental consumers and employers across the US. So we're really excited to launch the dental difference today. And after we get through the drinking part of our discussion, we'll really start diving into that dental insurance savings solution. So Taylor, why don't you take us through the official agenda?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. As Chris mentioned, this is our 4th Cocktails and Competitive Dental Insurance webinar. We are so happy to have you guys here. We'll start off with some introductions. You'll get to meet the talented speakers that we've got available to you today. Next, we will pass it over to Diane of Root Crafted Cocktails. She's going to walk us through a really fun demonstration on how to make a Greyhound, which is kind of the perfect summer treat. So excited for that. Then we're going to give it over to Josh Pyzik. He's going to discuss the current dental insurance landscape. Next up, we will have Dr. Dan. He's our resident dentist, and he's going to discuss My Dentist Match and why good dental insurance is a little bit of a myth. Finally, Chris Calderon is going to wrap it up with our brand new dental solution, the Dental Difference. So we've got a packed agenda today, and I'm really excited to have you guys here. Introductions. I am Taylor Britt, the Senior Director of Marketing for the Difference Card. I get to do fun stuff like this every day, produce really fun webinars where we sit around and we drink in the afternoon. I'm also in charge of a lot of our digital marketing efforts. We just launched a brand new website, so go check that out if you haven't done it. There's a great page on the Dental Difference there that you can find as well. So I'm going to pass it over to Dan so he can introduce himself.
Thanks, Taylor. Hi, this is Dr. Dan. Thanks everyone for taking the time out of your busy day to
Did we lose Dan?
Oh, no. Oh. Josh, Dan? Why don't you go next and we'll come back to Dan when he's back.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Cheers from Chicago. I'm Josh Pyzik. Thanks for joining. I'm the Senior Director of our Midwest and West markets. Been with the company about 9 years. We're excited to show you a new solution that can bring the benefits of the Difference Card solutions and creativity to the dental world, as we've been doing it for over 20 years in the medical world.
All right, thanks, Josh. And I'm Chris Calderon. I'm our Chief Revenue Officer. I've got the privilege of working with our 50 plus sales and client retention specialists across the country. So with that, why don't we pass it to Diane, and then we'll give Dan a little time to join. I think he's having some internet issues. But Diane, why don't you introduce yourself again and take us through the cocktail portion?
Thank you so much, Chris, and thank you so much for having me here again. I've had a great time with the Difference Card and everything we've been doing with the cocktail series. My name is Diane, and I own Root Crafted Cocktail Mixers, which is a fantastic, organic, all-natural craft cocktail mixer on the market. What makes us unusual is that we blend with any spirit, and we say any spirit. Whether you like vodka, gin, tequila, bourbon, whiskey, a splash of Prosecco, we've mixed with it, and trust me, I've tried it, and they're all fantastic. Today we're going to do the Greyhound, and all of our cocktails are organic and all natural, so there's no preservatives in them. So if you want to go ahead and shake up your cocktail mixer. So it's the Hound, which is our grapefruit, and we added tart cherry to this. So tart cherry actually gives it a little bit more depth. So I like to do 2 parts of the Root cocktail mixer. I have an extra large jigger here. That's always what I use. I'm putting it in a shaker. You don't have to. You can definitely put it in just a regular cup, use a stir, whatever you like. I'm mixing this with some vodka. You can do whatever type of vodka you want. I love Tito's. I'm mixing it up with a little Tito's. I do 1 part Tito's. And again, you don't have to use vodka. You can use gin. You can make your Greyhound whatever you want to make it. I give it a little shake. Maybe a big shake. And I have this awesome rocks glass here that Chris and Taylor sent all of us. And what I'm going to do is just do something a little bit fancy because I love the way Taylor's picture looks. I took grapefruit wedges and I'm just going to put them just like that in there so we could have a little extra fanciness in our cocktail. And then I'm going to pour my Greyhound right over it. I like to garnish my Greyhound with a little fresh thyme as well. So that actually looks super pretty if you'd like to put that in there. And you have a fantastic Greyhound. Super easy. How long did that take you? About 2 seconds. Cheers, everyone. Good drink.
Diane, I say this every time, but this one's my favorite, I think.
Oh, good. This one's my favorite. So when we started the company, you know, we made drinks that we love to drink. We have 6 flavors, right? We started with the lemongrass, which is fantastic. We have a granada, which is pomegranate, which I think we did, a hibiscus tea, a pear, which we did for tequilas. We have a cucumber, and this one, which is our grapefruit. And I love Greyhounds. They're so fantastic. The Greyhound actually, or our Greyhound, just won the gold at the SIP Awards this year. So you're actually drinking a gold award winner for SIP Awards for 2021. So I hope you enjoy it. I love the grapefruit. I love the tart and freshness. It mixes with anything. This summer, if you want to mix it with a little tequila and put a squeeze of fresh lime, you can have a great Paloma. All fresh garnishes. You have some fresh mint or basil, whatever you like. Goes fantastically in any of these cocktails. If you are on Instagram, please follow us. It's Root Crafted on Instagram. We post all bunch of recipes. We have different stories. We run a lot of specials. Father's Day is coming up. We're doing a lot of specials for Father's Day, or check us out on Facebook, Root Crafted, or on our website, which is rootcrafted.com if you'd love to order any of our mixers if you don't find them in a store near you.
Thank you, Diane. So good as always. We've got people in the chat. They love it. This is awesome. Thank you. Says one participant.
I'm so glad, but you know, before we turn it back over to the dental presentation, we have to do a drinking game. And this one was just the layup, right? Dental. So every time Dr. Dan comes back and says dental, I think we need a big, big gulp of the Greyhound.
Dental.
Oh, yeah. Dental. I love it. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Diane. This is my favorite summer drink. I love it.
Delicious, Diane. Thank you. So to get into the dental discussion, you know, here are the carriers that we're all used to that we see out in the marketplace. I've been at the Difference Card for just a little over 9 years, and like almost half of our sales reps started my career in insurance selling dental insurance. So I think we've got a unique perspective of really how it works. And, you know, groups all the way down to 2, 3, 5 lives up to the national accounts, they're in this market where they've kind of, you know, bought this 180/50 plan, you know, haven't really strayed from that type of dental insurance in the past. And I think what you'll see today is really a kind of a reinvention of how to purchase and consume dental care, because there is a lot of money that goes into the system that doesn't get used year over year and just really goes into the pockets of these insurance companies. On the next slide, there's a couple of stats as far as the money that's spent in this country on dental benefits and dental insurance in general. About 62 billion is paid into the system, paid into the carriers, where only 37 billion is actually used by employees as a benefit at the dental offices. So that means almost 40% goes unused. And it's not like those dollars are recycled and turned back into benefits into the following year. So I think what we're going to hear from Dr. Dan and from the solution that the Dental Difference can bring to our clients and brokers specifically will be how to reduce some of this waste and some of the fat really built into these plans. So we're excited to again, kind of kick this off and show you how the Dental Difference product is going to work. And from here, I'm going to attempt to kick it back over to Dr. Dan.
I'm here. Can you hear me okay, Josh?
Yeah, perfect. Welcome back.
Okay, perfect. So glad I made it back. It's always good to have a backup plan. And thank you for the introduction and taking the time out of the busy day to listen to a dentist talk to you about something other than brushing, flossing, and oral health. And I was saying before I got cut off that I was actually excited that Chris did such an exceptional job of his brushing demonstration in the promo for this event. So Chris, you have a stamp of approval from a dentist on that one. The other thing I want to say, since this is, meetings I've been having with benefit professionals, you all have the best meetings and they're a lot more fun than dentist meetings. So I appreciate you inviting me on board and giving me the opportunity here. Now, some of you may be wondering, how does a dentist get from delivering dental care over to the benefit space in this industry on this side? And so, it all starts with, my story of I was a practicing dentist. And for 10 years, I had an amazing practice. And in my practice, I like to say, I was almost like, Michael Jordan at the top of my game, taking care of my patients. And really, I couldn't ask for anything more. And one day what happened was I cut myself in someone's mouth. Another day, I stabbed myself with a syringe. And my hands were starting to shake and I didn't know why. Now, as you could imagine, as a dentist and dentistry, this really isn't a good fit for that to be happening. Long story short, I was diagnosed with what's called an essential tremor, or more specifically, an action tremor. I go to do small micro movements, my hands start to shake. Well, after this career that I was having, it was like pulling the rug out from underneath, like Michael Jordan saying, you can't play basketball anymore. And I was faced with getting this decision of having brain surgery done that may or may not work, and I might go blind, or giving up this profession that I loved and worked so hard for. Well, the choice became evident as I started to weigh the consequences of something went wrong with the surgery. And so I had to leave practice. So there I was, 22 years in the educational system, 10 years of blood, sweat, and tears of growing my practice into this amazing thing. And like that, it was taken away from me. And so I look back and I was like, what am I going to do now? How can I go ahead and, help people in the dental world? Well, in my practice, I had something I developed to help people who didn't have insurance, because about half of the people don't have dental insurance. And these people would come to me and say, hey, Dr. Dan, do you have an insurance you'd recommend? Now, I don't think there's one dentist out there that could recommend dental insurance with a good conscience. And so I didn't have a solution for them. So I created a solution, created something called Quality Dental Plan. And the Quality Dental Plan was created to go and help these people who didn't have insurance to answer that question that, yes, we have a plan for you. And what I did when I left practice, I started to teach other dentists how to do this. And what it did was spawn an entire industry known as in-office plans within dentistry. And in-office plans are direct to provider relationships with individuals and families. Millions of people are on these plans, and tens of thousands of dentists offer these types of plans. And so when I started to look at, okay, what's the next step in this type of program? Naturally, it went to, let's solve some of the issues involved in dental insurance. And so that's what brings us together today. How can we solve what's happening with dental insurance? And as a dentist and someone examining this industry, I looked at this and I looked at that $62 billion, US employers were taking that amount of money, $62 billion. And they were giving it to dental insurance companies to handle the dental care for their employees. But 40 cents of every dollar never went to provide care. There's something wrong with that. 25 billion wasted every single year. And you see, from my standpoint, when I look at this, dental insurance is not dental benefits. Dental care is a dental benefit. Dental insurance is a payment vehicle used to pay for dental benefits. And that dental insurance vehicle is broken. Think about this. If you go ahead and take your car out for a drive, you fill up your car with gas, and then you leave the gas station, you go ahead down the street, you lose 40% of your gas, would you keep driving that same car? Of course you wouldn't. You'd go look for another car. The problem is, what alternatives exist out there? For 30 plus years, there hasn't been any better alternative until now. And so we've innovated in this space. And there's a couple reasons why, really there was no innovation. And the first slide we're looking at here, it just shows you how small the dental market is compared to the overall medical market. It's only 7% of the market. That's the dental procedures. Our next slide we look at, when you're looking at this, even though it's only 7% of the market, it's 38% of the out-of-pocket cost for employees, 38%. So when you look at that, you have high out-of-pocket costs for employees, while 25% that's paid, 25 billion that's paid into the system never goes to provide care. So again, we look at that 62 billion paid into the system, and then in that system, 40 cents of every dollar is lost. Again, broken vehicle. And so as we examine this, there's something called the dental myth. And the dental myth is something I want to share with you, something that happens every single day in dental offices across the United States, multiple times per day. And I'll use this scenario for you. Somebody goes in and they go ahead and they break a tooth. Someone comes into me, they break a tooth, and I do an exam for that patient. Sure enough, it's maybe a tooth right in the front here. Yep, you're gonna need a crown on that tooth. Now, not much tooth left, okay? The crown's gonna be $1,000. The employee who has their dental benefit says, hey, great, I got $1,500 in benefits. It's gonna pay for that crown. No, actually, sorry, employee. Dental insurance is only gonna cover 50% of a crown. Well, when that patient gets to acceptance about their dental benefits, they say, well, okay, I guess 50% is better than nothing. Well, actually, they're only going to cover 50% of a $600 crown because they downgraded it. They're only going to give you $300. You've got to come up with $700 out of your own pocket, even though you have a $1,500 benefit. So what good is a $1,500 benefit if you cannot access it? In this scenario right here, this patient's spending $3,500 out of their own pocket just to get the full $1,500 in coverage. Okay, so again, we look at this idea of dental benefits and say, what good is that coverage if we can't access it when there's 25 billion in that system that's not being used for care? So from there, we look at the numbers that we've heard already, the amount that companies are paying in, the amount is lost, and then what's happening on not meeting patient needs. We have dental insurance where they have these networks with their limitations, their downgrades, their exclusions, waiting periods, you name it. It's not meeting those patients' needs. And we look at utilization, and 50% of employees utilize it, another 50% don't. Now, I want to take a step back a second and just talk to you about utilization, because what is utilization, right? What does that word actually mean? Because I've examined many end of year summaries that you all get, right? These 4, 5, 8 to 10 pages of dental end of year summaries. And sometimes you get one that says, hey, we have 80% utilization. My employees are doing a great job of using their benefits. Well, let me tell you this. If somebody walks into my office and they have a toothache, and I perform an exam for them as a dentist, and this happens all the time, and we find out, nothing's wrong with your tooth. You just have a sinus irritation. Once that goes away, your tooth will feel fine. That's an emergency exam. That exam was $75. That's utilization. Even if that patient never goes back to the dentist again, that's utilization. The other interesting concept here is, let's look at how many people maximize it. Only 2 to 4% of people with dental insurance actually maximize it. And they're paying a ton of money out of their own pocket to do so, as we saw in that last slide. Then the average benefit, the average claim paid out is $362. So again, looking at this from my standpoint as a provider, seeing these issues when companies are spending money for actual dental care and employees are opening up their wallet time after time and time again to pay for treatment that their insurance isn't covering or not covering more of. So when we start to look at the problems, the dental insurance is the problem. And I broke it down this way for when I was first looking at it. An employer and or employee or both are paying about $30 per month per employee for this $1,500 in coverage. And $30 per month per employee, you're looking at about $362. You see where I'm going with this, whether it's used or not for the entire year. $362 is the average claim payout for the 50% that do use it. And then you have the 50% that don't even use it. The insurance company is keeping half the money the employer pays. So now that you know, what can you do about it? And that was the biggest question. What can we do about it? What alternatives were out there? When you're looking at the payment vehicles being broken and you want to find another solution, really only solutions that were out there were just more broken vehicles with a fresh set of paint. So what we did over at Wellify Me, we actually engaged many of you, benefit professionals, and we learned so much about the business and how it's conducted. And two things stood out to us. Number one, you didn't have much time to talk about dental. One benefit professional told me that they get 60 minutes to talk to a client, 50 minutes or more is spent talking about medical, and then the rest is spent on everything else, and that includes dental. So we wanted to provide a solution that was easy to understand and very straightforward. And then the other thing that we heard a lot about for benefit professionals was, having discounts on dental treatment and why that was important. So we wanted to make it easy to find discounts and have your choice of providers. So building our solution up, we wanted funds to be deposited pre-tax by employers and or employees. And then there's something, that is a buzzword in healthcare called fee transparency, right? Fee transparency. Let me tell you, as a dentist, 99.9% of what we do is transparent. It's very easy to know what the cost of a procedure is going to be. The problem becomes when insurance gets involved, because when you file a claim, it's always an estimate of payment. You don't know what's going to be paid until they bring it back to you. Even with a pre-authorization, you're still getting an estimate of payment. So we wanted to be sure we delivered on fee transparency. From there, we wanted individuals to be able to choose the dentist of their choice. And lastly, and importantly, recycle those unused benefit dollars, that $25 billion that goes lost every single year. Recycle those unused benefit dollars. So we eliminate that waste in traditional insurance. We put the unused benefit dollars back to work. So with that, we created, with Difference Card, this dental difference solution, where we're eliminating that insurance company middleman, getting rid of that broken vehicle and using a more of direct to practitioner discount model. We're recycling those unused benefit dollars and getting rid of that use it or lose it model. So employers now have the ability to fund a pre-tax, recycle unused dollars. The employees have the same ability, fund pre-tax, recycle unused dollars, get to use their funds how they choose to use them. And for practitioners, they're offering savings initiatives directly to the employees. And to do that and make it easy, we created what's called My Dentist Match. And so My Dentist Match, really, you can search for discounts that dentists offer all the time that are on par with what you would get with insurance company discounts. And we eliminate that network altogether, because the network is what's limiting the savings and limiting the efficiency of payment. And so we got rid of that. So really, when we look at My Dentist Match and what it's providing, we have every dentist in the United States listed on the site. Using our patent pending technology, you can actually search and match with dentists based on your own input. And what you're looking at here on the screen is our mobile enabled site. And this is what you would see. You would see, when you're searching for dentists and such. But really, dentists offering direct consumer savings, they're listed with details on their plans. You can request to book directly through the site, and the relationship remains between the employee and the dental practice. No third-party insurance company middleman. So really, when you look at this, right? When you look at this, it's really like a marriage almost between a Match.com or a Priceline.com. So, the beauty with the dental difference solution is you can use it at any dental office of your choice. And if you, as an end user, you want to find another office based on what's important to you, you can go ahead and do that. So on the next slide, you'll see where we go ahead and have a listing of rankings of what's important to you: price, reviews, location, hours, and you can see what a general listing would go ahead and look like. Now, I mentioned in the beginning that your dentists are offering in-office plans. In-office plans directly through a dental office, you can get what's most important to people, which is their cleanings, exams, and x-rays, and then access those savings that are available through these plans that are on par with insurance company plans. And so what we've done is create this opportunity to provide more savings and more care. So instead of this broken insurance vehicle that's been around for ages, we're offering you a more efficient vehicle that puts that 25 billion of wasted dollars back into the pockets of people who are actually funding them, and provides discounts through an open match system that eliminates the need for that limiting network. In short, we've created an efficient, streamlined payment vehicle that allows a better end user experience with freedom of choice, while allowing those funding the benefit, employers and or employees, to only pay for what they need. Now, isn't that an amazing concept? Only pay for what you need. I'm sure you've heard that somewhere in commercials out there, but really that's what it's about. Why not use funds in a more efficient manner to pay for the care that's needed? And I'm going to go ahead and hand this off to Chris here in just a second. He'll dive into the mechanics, but I want to thank you for the opportunity to introduce this to you and see how this can be a benefit to your clients, and how you can go ahead and make more efficient use of those benefit dollars and provide a better end user experience. So thank you for the time today. And it's time for me, dental, I'll say it one more time, for me to go ahead and have a sip here. So thank you, everyone.
Cheers, Dan. And great insights. And when we first met, what really stuck out to me was just the price transparency, the ability to be able to know what a service is going to cost, and to be able to look for dentists right on your phone or on the website. Just the capabilities of My Dentist Match is really incredible. And there was a question about quality on the chat. I think the reviews really go towards that, right? Like you're taking that concept of Expedia and TripAdvisor and applying that to a dental insurance program, where now we're going to get real reviews from other patients about how their dental experience was, live, real-time data. So I think that's really powerful stuff that's going to help to increase transparency to the consumer and put the power back in the employer and the consumer's seat.
Exactly, Chris.
All right, so I'm going to jump into the difference card services and how the dental difference really operates from an administrative perspective. We've got the power of the My Dentist Match tool to access dentists nationally and to rank by price and reviews and location. That's really a core feature of this solution. And then you've got the difference card team behind it, our sales team, our account management team, our administrative technology and platform, and the ability to wrap a lot of these solutions on one card. So maybe your customer is already a difference card employer, and they're using the difference card for the medical expense reimbursement plan or for HSA. Well, you can combine those all on one card. And that's really the simplicity that we're trying to achieve here, is make dental insurance simple and affordable to employers and employees. And then again, support it with service. So having a dedicated account team to help you all as a producer through any questions or things that may come up, having our customer service, our call center, our claims department, and our detailed analytics team to not only pay the claims, but then also review with you, how did we do? How was the claim projection compared to the actual results? And giving you access to those monthly reports on the producer portal is going to be another key feature of how this all works. So I'm going to show a quick example of a group we're already working on the dental difference side. And this was a group that's in the traditional $50 deductible plan, 100% preventive care, 80% basic, 50% major coverage. This is a dental plan that you all know and have sold for 30 plus years. Well, our concept here is to take that same type of approach, but simplify it and make it easier to use for the member. So to take away the deductible, zero deductible, to keep 100% preventive care, but then to also turn it into 100% basic and 100% major coverage. And we're actually improving the benefit for the employee. We're giving them access to those dollars quicker. They don't have to go through the downgrade process or the exclusions and fighting with the insurance company. We're just determining what amount is appropriate for an individual, for an employee with a spouse, for a full family, and we're giving them full access to those dollars on an annualized basis. And that's the basic concept. And you can customize that, right? As the consultant with that employer, we're going to look to you to say, what amount do you think is appropriate here? They had a $1,500 calendar year maximum prior. Do you think we should give them the same $1,500, or is $500 enough? And that's the analysis and customization that we'll come to the table with. So I wanted to show you all an example financially of how this worked. And this, again, is a July 1st customer that we're in the midst of implementing. About 140 employees enrolled on the dental insurance, and they were spending about $104,000 in dental insurance premium. And even though last year, most people didn't even go to the dentist for 6 months out of the year, right? They were still getting asked for a 5% dental renewal from their carrier. So that would have brought their premium up to $109,000. And this just starts to get unaffordable from a dental premium perspective. Instead, we're significantly lowering their fixed cost, right? We're cutting $80,000 plus off of their fixed cost spend. And then we're forecasting what their dental claims are going to be based on demographic information, statistics, and past claim history if we have it for that specific group. In this case, we're able to get pretty precise about a $66,000 dental claim spend, bringing us to a total spend of about $82,000 on an annualized basis for the group. And we're looking at total group spend right now. So compare that $82,000 to what they're spending today. We're talking 25% savings off of their dental plan. That's over $26,000 of savings back to the employer or the employee, depending on who pays the premium for this plan. So really powerful stuff, the ability to give a better benefit at a much lower cost for the dental plan. So this is a benefit analysis here, a dental analysis of what they had today. This group was with Guardian, but same story with any of the carriers, MetLife, Delta, Aetna, Cigna. And they had a PPO plan today. It was a passive PPO, 180/50 plan, in network and out of network, a pretty rich out of network UCR benefit. They were paying 90th UCR, and they even had an ortho coverage as well at $1,000 maximum on ortho. And you can see their rates broken down here on the bottom and their enrollment over here, about 141 on this plan. So the concept, right? Pay as little fixed premium as possible. And the fixed cost here is about $9.55 per employee per month. That's how we got to that $16,000 total number. So that's the fixed cost. And then we're calculating the claims component on a per employee per month basis. In this case, about $39.13 PPM. And that gets us to the total dental spend going forward of $82,000. And from a comparison perspective, right now, instead of the 180/50 plan, we're delivering a 100/100/100 plan. And it's really a 100th UCR, right? Because we're not saying, oh, we're not going to pay those balance bills. It's paying all of the cost of dental insurance, of the dental coverage through this benefit. So any non-cosmetic dental care is going to be covered by the dental difference. And then in this case, we gave an extra $1,000 benefit for the ortho part of the plan that was essential to this employer. So again, $955 fixed cost, that does include broker commission. We wanted to make sure that brokers were made whole in this strategy. So our base cost, what you'll see from us without commission, is $4.55. And then we're standardly building in $5 broker commission on every dental difference case. And it's up to you to tell us that's not enough, I need more, or that's too much, I don't need $5 on the group. And we can customize the amount that we put in to the fixed cost PEPM. The compounding effect of this is pretty great. Now, not every group gets a 5% renewal every year, but that's the typical dental compounding effect, right? And what we're showing here is that 109 that they were going to pay turns into 132 after 5 years of compounding it by 5%. Well, the dental difference is a fixed PPM that'll stay at that $16,000 year over year. The dental claims are also fairly fixed, right? That concept of medical trend doesn't really apply that much to dental. So it's a fixed dental claim cost year over year, which means more savings annually and close to $200,000 of savings over a 5-year period for this business. So I know dental, right, usually gets that 10 minutes at the end of the meeting. The dollars aren't typically as great, but this is still powerful stuff. 25,000 of savings a year, 200,000 over a 5-year period. We want to address the network question because we know that's something that a lot of the consultants we work with are thinking about. How does the My Dentist Match compare to a traditional network? Right? And the traditional network is opaque. It's hard to know exactly how many dentists are in there. We've run some comparison reports and there seems to be some double counting going on. I know Dan's got some great examples of that. But what My Dentist Match does is it's really a true database of all the dentists that are in the US. And according to the My Dentist Match team, it's about 110,000 dentists, right? That's what we're talking about as the basis. So if a dental provider or a dental carrier tells you they've got 200,000 dentists in network, well, there aren't even 200,000 dentists. And we've seen that happen with some carriers. Now, a lot of those dentists, 80% or so, are giving discounts already through some of these in-office plans that Dan is referencing. And that's what we're tapping into. We're getting access to in-office plans. We're getting access to dental discounts that they are giving anyway. And now we're just giving those discounts out to our customers using the My Dentist Match tool. It's a transparent way to figure out what dentist is in your area. You don't have to change dentist, and you're starting to get some fee schedule information on what it costs when you actually need dental care. How do we implement it? And what's the summary of benefits like? Well, it's simple. We're trying to, again, simplify dental coverage here and make it easy to understand for employees. So all we're doing is telling them, here are the amounts that are going to be funded on your dental difference card, $500 for an individual in this case, $1,500 for a family. They can swipe the card at the point of service, and it is a smart card, right? It's just going to work for dental approved services. And really everything dental related is approved as long as it's non-cosmetic. And then we're going to just spell out the funding categories, making sure the patient knows exactly what they can use this for: preventive, basic, major, and ortho, for example. If they wanted to have a primary care dentist, we could put that on the card, but it's not required, right? This is not a dental HMO or anything like that. And then we've got our information. If they have questions, there's a website, there's a call center. We're here to help the dental consumers through this part of the process. They can use our website or our mobile app. So finally, how do you get started with us? And I think we've got a couple of questions that we will address, but it's pretty simple. If you want to learn more about the dental difference, we encourage you talk to your difference card sales consultant and send them an opportunity. Let's look at a dental plan design and a dental invoice, or just the enrollment counts and the rates for one of your opportunities for maybe July or August. If you don't have a difference card sales consultant, well, email us at sales@differencecard.com, or check out the locations page on our website, and you can find a difference card consultant near you. All right, why don't we address Dan or Josh, any questions that are sticking out to you in the chat?
There's one that jumped out. You can use the dental difference at any dentist, not just someone that you're finding on My Dental Match. So any dentist, US dentist, you can use that at.
Great one. Good question from Brian. I see, can you only be a dental client if you're a medical client? And no, the dental difference can be sold as a standalone product. So we can sell the dental difference just alone. You can combine it with the difference card, and that's probably the best approach because then it's on the same card. We've got the medical and the dental all together, but they can be done on a standalone basis. It's really up to you as the consultant and your client to decide which product is the best fit for them.
Hey, Chris, I see some comments just about the maximums that we had built into some of those examples. And just to point out that those are fully customizable based on the group.
Yeah, good point, Josh. So we've had some customers like that group we wrote in Tennessee that they just match the same out of pocket that the same county year maximum that they had before, right? With their prior dental carrier, they had a $1,000 county year maximum. So for every individual, that's what the dental difference gave them, $1,000. So you can totally customize that amount and it'll adjust the claim projection, right? If you're giving more money, we're going to expect more claims. So those dental premium equivalent rates will go up or down as you customize the dental claims component.
Yeah, and there's also a question about the ortho max. You know, typically in dental insurance, it's a lifetime max, but we do have some flexibility on that as well.
Agreed. Yeah, good point. I think a lot of customers know that ortho is one of those high out-of-pocket expenses, right? $1,000 doesn't get you very far with ortho. So for customers looking to give the best of the best benefits, we've got some of those technology companies, they're recruiting engineers, they want better benefits than anybody has. You can give a $5,000 ortho benefit if you wanted to, right? That's up to the employer to customize the amount there. Dan's got a question just about the working rates. We do develop that. So that'll be a standard part of our proposal. You'll get those self-funded premium equivalent rates for the dental difference portion.
There was one question I saw that that came, Chris, that was talking about the maxes. Like you said, the maxes are all customizable, but remember the employees are able to access that max, which is real important. So when you're looking at the traditional benefits and they say you have a $1,500 max, well, you can't access that maximum benefit unless you're paying, in the example I gave, $3,500 out of your own pocket to do so. So in the example that I gave, if you have a $500 benefit from the difference card, you can use that $500 benefit towards that $1,000 crown. In which case, you're getting more bang for your buck for a major procedure than you would be getting with the 50% coverage that you would get with dental insurance.
Yeah, great point, Dan. There's a question from Pamela just about how the reimbursement works. It's not tied to the My Dentist match. So I just want to make that clear. You don't have to pick a dentist in the My Dentist match. Some customers will just go to their same dentist that they have today and they'll use the $1,000 dental difference benefits. And that's fine. We're just encouraging them to search through that My Dentist Match tool to get discounts and make sure they're getting the best deal possible. That way their dollars go further, right? We want to make sure that they get the most value for those dollars that the employer is allocating. There was another question about, well, how do I get into the My Dentist Match website? It's not working for me. It is a gated website, right? There's a cost to keeping the site up and it's based on whether you're enrolled in the plan. So if you're enrolled in the plan, one of the things we do is capture your email address. We upload it into the My Dentist Match system, and then you'll be able to access the system and see the discounts associated with the My Dentist Match tool.
Very good. And I saw a question come in, Chris, about is this self-funded dental insurance? Well, one of the things to understand, even with self-funded, you have a network. There's always a network. And that network is what brings the limitations, the exclusions, the missing tooth clauses, the downgrades, the waiting periods, no matter what it is. This is not a network. This is more of, let's call it an open match, or if you want to use the word network, an open network. And I think that's one of the things that I've been doing when I've been engaging benefit professionals when we first started this, was kind of unraveling that mindset of there needing to be a network. The beauty of this is that you can use it anywhere and go anywhere with it. Those are your dollars. Use how you choose those dollars. We're empowering our end users, our consumers, our employees to go ahead, and if they want, they can search for the discounts. They can look for what's important to them at a dentist near them if they need to use those dollars.
Yeah, Dan, and there's some questions about, is it fully insured? Is it self-funded? So from a financing perspective, it does act like a self-funded dental plan because the employer only pays for the claims as we actually pay them. So they get the benefit of the cash flow, right? As the employees don't use the plan, 50% of those people don't use it. Well, that money stays in the employer's bank account. We're only pulling funds when we actually have to pay dental claims. So that works just like a self-funded plan. We're not taking the fully insured rate like you would in a fully insured plan. We're not collecting premium. We're just taking a small administrative fee. That's the $455. And then we're paying the claims out of the employer's bank account as they go, similar to how self-funded dental works. Interesting question from Dan about cosmetic dental work. We've gotten this question a few times. If you want to fund cosmetic dental work, it has to be done post-tax. So then it's more of just a convenience card. You can do that, but that's a taxable benefit, right? So that's a different type of structure than what we're proposing is pre-tax benefits. And you've got to live by those IRS 213D expense rules, and cosmetic is excluded from that. So it can be done, but would have to be done on a post-tax basis. A lot of good questions here. Josh, anything else that's standing out to you?
Just generally here, will this be provided? Yes, we'll make sure that all the attendees will get copies of this, and the session is being recorded too, so you can go back and reference this.
And, Lisa just put a question through, is this use it or lose it? No, this is not use it or lose it. We're getting rid of that model of the use it or lose it dental insurance. This is use how you choose. And if you don't use those funds, let's recycle them into the next year.
Good question from Joe here about reinsurance. So because the maximums are generally so much smaller in the dental world, right? When the reinsurance product is there on the medical side, sometimes we're taking on $5,000, $10,000 of funding exposure per employee there, or sometimes per individual, and it's 20,000 for a family. The dollars are bigger. There's a need for insurance and a reinsurance guarantee there. On the dental side, the dollars are just so much less, right? We're talking $1,000, maybe $2,000 at most in benefits per individual. So we've seen there be a lot less need. Usually there's no such thing as like dental stop loss. There's just no need for it because the cap is so low, right? You've got an individual limit that's low enough that you don't need the dental reinsurance component. So for right now, we're doing this without the guarantee component or the reinsurance. All right, I think we've touched on a lot of the key questions. I know there are some more in here. We will definitely get back to folks that have submitted questions. And again, I'm going to encourage you to talk to your difference card senior consultant or consultant that you work with closely. They know a lot about this already, and they're going to be able to have a one-on-one discussion with you about your specific clients and their opportunities. I'd also encourage you, take this out to the market and go after new business, right? This is something new that most employers have not heard about. Most producers are not pitching yet. And hopefully you can be first to market and potentially win some new business from this. That's really what we hope for all of you. Use this as a tool to help win some new dental business and maybe end up bundling the medical as well and writing that new customer. So again, I think this can be a really powerful tool to help your existing customers lower their dental insurance costs, and then also win some new business for you all as a producer. And again, I know there's a lot of questions coming in. We will definitely address those on a follow-up basis. I'm going to send out a follow-up email with the slides, with the recording, and we've got that all ready to go in the next couple of days. All right, Taylor, you want to wrap up?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone for joining us for our fourth and final Cocktails and Competitive Health Insurance webinar. We are going to take a tiny break for the summer, but we will be back in the fall with a new series and a new session, and we hope to see you guys all there. Thank you to Dr. Dan, to Josh, to Chris. The engagement was amazing. I think we definitely struck a nerve here. I can't wait to see the proposals come through. You guys visit the website, send over some requests. We're happy to address those questions and get some proposals answered for you guys. So in the meantime, cheers, enjoy your Greyhound, and we will see you guys in September. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all for joining. Cheers.
Thank you, everyone.